Another year and another year-end climax. Stardom always puts on a great show on the last show of the year. So, let's take a look at it and see if they delivered. So, Stardom had a dark match, which is very weird. Either they have been doing dark matches this whole time and not labeling them as such, or this is the first one in a very, very long time. Not sure why they decided to do this, but I can only assume it has to do with Bushiroad. As you might assume when hearing there is a dark match, the wrestlers participating are all of the young and rookie wrestlers. We have Hina, Rina, and Ryo Onozaki versus Saya Kamitani, Saya Iida, and ITSUKI Hoshino. This match was pretty good for being made up of a bunch of rookies and children. Everyone really put on a good match. The thing that stood out the most to me is the clear dynamic between Rina and Hina that they are building. Ever since their forced separation at the draft this year, Rina has really acted like she is annoyed with Hina. Hina has finally come around and the two look like they think the other is a loser. It's awesome and hilarious seeing them tag each other in by slapping the other's face. The only other thing I would like to mention from this is that ITSUKI is like my favorite rookie right now. Her nervousness is so freaking precious. It really makes you want to support her. I think the main thing to take out of this match is that these are the rookies. When even the rookies can put on an entertaining match, you know Stardom is packed with talent. The match ended with Saya Kamitani pinning Ryo Onozaki from a running shooting star press. Man, Ryo can't even avoid getting pinned when her partners are 12 years old. Moving on to the official start of the show, and the show officially starts with a message from Kidani, the new owner of Stardom, and this seemed like an odd way to start the show, but I'm sure some of the significance is lost on me. Why HANA is slapping the new owner of the company isn't portrayed well in my opinion. I just assumed it was because HANA is kind of like anti-authority, but knowing this is the second time that she's slapped him is kind of confusing. There's probably just some cultural nuances that I'm missing out that would make this whole ordeal a lot more clear. Either way, the show officially starts with HANA giving a speech announcing the start. Moving on to the first official match of the show. We have TCS versus Odo Tai, Jungle Kyona, Ruka, and Death Yamasan versus Jamie Hayter, Natsu Sumire, and Martina. This match I wasn't really looking forward to as much as the rest of the card. This was the throwaway match that had no significance or purpose. With that said, this was actually a good match. I really enjoyed it. Jungle, of course, killed it. It makes me wonder how okay she is with her position in the company, though. Wrestling needs people like her, the truly talented that never get the spotlight because they are too busy pushing other people up. While I hope she does get the gold one day, I hope she at least sees how important she is to the company and fans. Sumire, of course, was her typical self, and that's the best thing you can say about her. Her typical self is incredibly entertaining, and I love it so much. Other than that, nothing really stood out too much from this match though. Everyone did really great, but this show had some of the best matches of the year on it, and they couldn't possibly live up to the hype coming from the later matches. This match ended with a cutie special by Sumire on Ruka. Moving on to the second match, and one I was the most worried about, was the Artist of Stardom title match between Queen's Quest and Stars. Momo Watanabe, Utami Hayashishita, and Azumi defended their titles against Tam Nakano, Saki Kashima, and Starlight Kid. I was worried while watching this one as a part of me expected them to take their titles from Queen's Quest already. I was really rooting for Queen's Quest, but I had my worries. This match was amazing though, seriously. Everyone in this match brought their A+ game, and that really shouldn't be of a surprise. Out of everyone, Utami was definitely the weakest link here though, as it was clear that she was the least experienced in the match. That didn't matter though, as she did awesome, just her being so green was kind of highlighted in this match. This match didn't really have too many slow spots. Everyone was kind of always doing something, which really added to it. With 6 people in it, the match should always be going. Azumi and Starlight Kid were definitely the MVPs of this match, showing just how well they work together. Everything they did in this bout was awesome. Starlight Kid did a couple new maneuvers like adopting Mayu's somersault senton during the Stars team attack sequence, and the reverse DDT she did. The match ended with a vicious-looking peach sunrise from Momo on Saki Kashima. Next, we have Hazuki's retirement match and ceremony. This match was between Hazuki and Natsuko Tora. Surprisingly, this match actually fell kind of flat. I didn't really get anything from this match. Both were weirdly soft with each other, and it was just kind of a normal fight. Anything special. I just thought that they would kind of go all out with each other, seeing as this was like the only time they've went against each other. While the match wasn't that interesting, the retirement ceremony was pretty nice. Very emotional. Seeing Izumi crying again will bring tears to my eyes. Shiki made another appearance, which is always nice to see. I love seeing Shiki, as well as Yuna Manase and Koguma, two ex-Stardom wrestlers. I'm not going to go into any more of this. I've already talked about all the controversy stuff. I just want to say that the whole retirement was very nice. It was nice seeing everyone kind of get along and seeing Hazuki kind of get emotional. But the match ended with Natsuko going over by pinning Hazuki with a diving leg drop or a guillotine leg, or a guillotine leg drop or something. I don't know the official name, but like I said, match not that great, but everything after it was what I expected. Next is the match I was the most excited for, Julia versus Hana Kimura. It had everything going for it to me. Julia, who has fast become one of my favorite wrestlers. Hana Kimura in a heated feud. Then, a high-profile singles match that has nothing to do with a title belt. I never liked how every major storyline in wrestling had to involve a belt for some reason. I much prefer feuds or stories like this, where it's just two people fighting for a reason other than they wanted their belt. This match was phenomenal. I loved it, and it is my favorite match of the show. The raw violence of the match really helped it shine through. While most of the other matches were better as wrestling matches, this one felt more intense and fun to watch. I was watching this on the edge of my seat, not knowing the outcome since I stayed offline until I could watch all of the matches I wanted to see without spoilers. Not knowing who was going over in this beforehand really helped me get into it even more. Every big move felt like it was going to end it all. This match was high intensity almost the entire way through. It being only 15-minute time limit kind of sucked though, as I wish they had more time. Julia is a little shaky in some things, of course. It feels like she is still getting used to how Stardom does things, but she's melding in well. Her willingness to get stiff has really helped capture my eye. She isn't afraid to be hit, and for the most part, she isn't afraid to hit either. Just imagine a main event match between her and Momo. That would hurt just watching it. I was curious to know if Julia was going to do her finisher in Stardom or if she was planning on creating something new. It looks like she is going to use it though, but maybe she wishes to have it more protected, which I agree with. I highly recommend this match to anyone who likes seeing hard-hitting matches. The match ended in a time limit draw, in which some respect showed to be gained on both sides, as they exchanged a fist bump before parting ways. Another moment of note is that Miyagi was there to help Julia to the back and was present during Julia's after-match interview, possibly setting up a new fifth stable. The wonder of Stardom title matches next. Arisa Hoshiki defending her title against challenger Konami. This was the second most anticipated match for me, as I truly thought that Konami was going to walk away the winner here. I just felt that having both singles belts in the same faction for so long was too much, and she needed to drop it soon. Konami felt like the best choice too, as she is believable in beating Arisa, and it would be nice to see Konami with the white belt. As for the match, of course these two put on a banger. Did you think any other outcome was possible? Arisa and Konami rarely put on bad performances lately, and they are two of the most talented in their fields of wrestling, technical and striking. While this match was great, and I loved watching it, I was kind of disappointed with the outcome. I really thought the best outcome would be Konami walking away with the belt. Other than being disappointed in the outcome, everything else was great. Arisa won by a shining knee, which is her running knee strike to the face or head or whatever. It looked super brutal. Great match, great finish, wrong outcome. And moving on to the main event, which is Mayu Iwatani's red belt defense against Kagetsu. And I was surprised to see this as the main event, as all of the promotional things kind of made it seem like the white belt was going to be main eventing here. For a long time, the white belt tended to main event over the red belt, so it's nice to see this belt back in its intended spot. This match was as good as you would expect when you put two of the best wrestlers in Stardom in a singles match in the main event. There was one little snafu though, where Mayu slipped off the ropes when attempting some kind of aerial technique reversal. It didn't look too bad, but it had me a little worried when I first saw it, based on Mayu's history of getting injured quite often lately. Other than that small mishap, this match was awesome. Kagetsu used the chokeslam again, which I feel we haven't seen in a while. She also used red mist, which according to Japanese wrestling lore, is the mist that burns your opponent's eyes. Then later, she busted out the blue mist, which is supposed to put your opponent to sleep. But I've noticed that Kagetsu's mists tend to not follow the lore and are just kind of different colors sometimes to make it more impactful than just water. Mayu kicked out of Kagetsu's Death Valley Bomb, which is a surprise since it is rarely kicked out of. Maybe Kagetsu's way of giving Mayu that little rub before leaving. The match ended with Mayu pinning Kagetsu with her two-step dragon suplex. And so this show was really great. Every match had a place and helped elevate the event. There really wasn't any moments where I felt like it didn't need to happen. My favorite match of the show, of course, I've already said this, was definitely Julia versus HANA KIMURA. The raw intensity mixed with the story leading up to it had me really intrigued. And you all know that I'm a huge Julia fan already, and that I could be biasing my opinion quite a bit. But this is one of my favorite matches of the year as well. The second best match to me would be a tough one to pick, since all of the title matches were very, very good. But I think the wrestlers who really stood out to me here were Azumi and Starlight Kid. They always seem to want to prove themselves and prove that they deserve to be in the match with these adults. And almost every time, they tend to outshine those adults. So, you ask me, is this show worth the watch? Well, the answer to that is obviously yes. Just go watch it. Like right now. Even if you've seen it before. Watch it again. Just do it. Arrivederci.